If that is your evidence, we can dismiss a whole lot of this bullshit. So my man here is responding and saying that the only problem with this is Europe has countless miracles to back up their claims with Jesus. No, they don't. You have countless claimed miracles that have not been authenticated or validated. You cannot authenticate or validate a miracle today. If you want people to see and accept your countless miracles, how about this? Go to a hospital, pray, lay hands, put some oil, whatever you got to do. Spit in some dirt, rub it in your hand, make some mud, heal the blind, make amputees' legs grow, cure people of cancer. Do this now. Do this now. Don't expect people to say that, oh, somebody in the 1400s claimed that they were healed when they went to the church, or they went to this fountain, or they touched the feet of this statue, or even that, oh, these pool, the waters bubbled up and people, whoever got in the water first was healed. We have no way of validating that any of those things actually happen. They're all myths. They're all fables. They're all claims of the wild and the wonderful. But yet, there has not been one documented case of a miracle. Unexplained healings, sure, but it had nothing to do with anybody's prayer. There are unexplained healings that occur in countries where there's no Christians or hardly any Christians. How are you going to explain that when it happens in a hospital to someone who's a Muslim, or someone who's Hindu, or someone who's atheist, or someone who's Shinto, or whatever? You got to explain it then too, right? Because we have unexplained healings, it just means that the doctors didn't understand or know what is going on. Doesn't mean it's a miracle. Just don't know. Those kinds of things happened back in the day, like before penicillin. You see, before penicillin, if you got a cut or a scratch, you could die. Even back in those days, if you had a toothache, you could die from a toothache, from a cavity. You could die. Without some psyllin, you could die. But there were some people who didn't die. They prayed, sure, depending upon what country they were in, different gods that they prayed to. But not everybody died. Was it a miracle? No, it wasn't. It was simply them having something in their body or something that they ate. Maybe they ate some molded bread and the molded bread has some psyllin in it. Who knows? There's been plenty of times in my life that I've left some bread sitting out and get that mold on it. That's why when I open bread, I put it in the refrigerator. Now, your other statements. Whole villages were converted many times. We can't dismiss this as bullshit. Yes, we can. You see, when the Roman Emperor Theodosius declared that all of Rome would become Christian, whole villages being converted over to Christianity was not a conversion of evangelical missions. No, this was a conversion by force, government mandate. When Ethiopia and the whole country converted over to Christianity, this was not because Frumentius came down and he apostatized to the entire country. No, he converted King Azana, and then King Azana forced the religion to be the only religion in Ethiopia, the state religion. The same thing happened to the Eastern Orthodox. They forced the religion. When missionaries showed up in Africa, they didn't just show up and say, hey, good people of Africa, can we just come and live with y'all? When they showed up in sub-Saharan Africa, can we just come live with y'all and teach y'all about Jesus? No. They showed up with muskets and guns and swords. They showed up with military behind them. And they said that we're going to take this land right here. And then we're going to tell you about how your gods is evil, how you've been worshiping the wrong gods. And if you don't accept it, we're going to take even more of your land. And we're going to take some of your people too. Guess what? We're going to take some of your people. And the people that they took, they didn't get them over into the Americas or up into Europe and say, hey, just be a slave, but you can worship your own God. No, no, no. This wasn't like Roman slavery. This was Christian slavery. No, you're going to worship our God. Because Pope Nicholas, he wrote that we're supposed to conquer you and make you into slaves for the rest of your life and to force you to become Christian as well. So because we're following this Pope, we're going to force this Christianity. Mm-hmm. Oh, in the Protestants, you don't get to go free. Your King James made sure that slavery was part of the whole deal. So, and forcing people into Christianity. That's why North America, that's why the United States, the colonies, were forcing people to become Christian. So it wasn't just a Dutch or Portuguese thing that was following the Catholic Church. The Protestant Church of England forced the same type of conversion. And when the five so-called civilized tribes wanted to form a treaty with the United States, they didn't convert over out of, oh, we're going to convert over because y'all are looking good over there, white man. No, they were forced. Oh, you want to keep your land? You want to have some type of sovereignty? We'll form a treaty with you. But in order to form this treaty, you got to get a Christian name, dress like we dress, worship Jesus, and you need to have some slaves, just like we have some slaves. That's why Juneteenth being June 19th is not the actual day, last day that an African was freed in America. It was actually June 14th, the following year, when the last of the five civilized tribes were forced to give up their slaves. So all of y'all, we were here. Yeah, that's because you go track your family back enough, and if you do have some of that Indian blood in you, it's because they owned you as slaves in most counts. In most cases, yeah, you had some that they ran down and they fought with the Seminoles, and the Seminoles allowed them to become part of their tribe because they fought with them. You do have some militarized situations, but if you claiming Creek or Choctaw or Chickasaw or Cherokee, any of those five civilized tribes, your family member came into through slavery, at least part of it. So your statement, sir, is invalid because you lack the historical understanding and the critical thinking to realize that forcing people at the tip of a spear, forcing people at the muzzle of a gun, taking their land, forcing them through taxation, forcing them through treaties and government, it's not a miracle of your Bible. It's the narcissistic mentality of your Bible, indeed. It's the part of your Bible where uh, they were going into places and forcing people in order either out of the land or genociding people. And then or forcing people to join them and become part of them. Most of the time that happened with women, forcing them to join them. And sometimes it happened with slaves, but most of the time it happened with women and then POWs. But oftentimes, your Bible just genocided the people. Said, to hell with that. We're going to genocide you or enslave you. What were the Danites told in Joshua when they went to gain their inheritance? Oh, you couldn't genocide them? Then make them your slaves. Force them into physical labor. And by the way, for all you tribes, make your neighbors into your slaves. It's in your book of Joshua. Try reading it. Read 18 through 22. You'll see all that information. So y'all have a great day. And always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is not negotiable. Like, share, subscribe. Good journey, good vibrations.